Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Soaxx and today we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 6 British cruiser, the Leander. Should we take a closer look at the ship stats and see how she stands up against the other Tier 6 cruisers, the Cleveland, the Ioba, the Bijuni, the Nuremberg and the Tier 6 Premium, the Molotov. Now all these stats and figures are every ship fully upgraded, so should we start with the hit points? And as you can see, the Leander has the 4th worst hit points with 28,700 total, and coming in first place is the Cleveland with 35,200. So shall we move on to the guns? As you can see, the Leander has 4 times 2 150mm guns. So basically she has 152mm guns in 4 turrets. And she comes in 6th with range, which is quite terrible really, only at 13.2 kilometers. So yeah, not the best range, with the Bijuni coming in first with 16.6 kilometers. She has a 7.5 second reload, which is the second best out of the whole lot, with the Nuremberg with a flat 6 seconds. So yep, she's a pretty fast reloading ship. With turret to verse speed, she comes in 4th unfortunately, with the Nuremberg, no, the Molotov having the best turret to rotation speed at 22.5 seconds. Now we move on to the torpedo systems. She has 2 quad torpedo launchers in a 1-1 split. 1 port and 1 starboard. She has the 2nd worst torpedo speed at 61 knots, with the Bijuni and the Molotov having the best at 65 knots. She has the 2nd best range at 8 kilometers, with the Ioba having 10 kilometers. She has the 2nd worst reload speed at 96 seconds, with the Nuremberg having the best at 68.5 seconds. She has the best detection, well pretty much they all have the same detection at 1.3 kilometers, but the Ioba has a 1.5 kilometers, and she has the 2nd worst reaction time of 8.2 seconds. So basically this means that a ship that spots them has 8.2 seconds to react, with the Bijuni having the best at 7.6, also the Molotov having the same too. I would say she comes in 3rd behind the Nuremberg and the Cleveland when it comes to the AA, because she has 112 damage per second in total, but her guns fire out to a base range of 5 kilometers. Whereas if you're running the Nuremberg with the Sea Hull, you do get 182 damage per second in total, but your maximum range is only 4 kilometers. And clearly the best, and everybody knows this anyway, is the Cleveland with a total of 206 damage per second up to 5 kilometers. She comes in 4th with a top speed of 32.5 knots, with a Molotov coming in 1st place with 36 knots. She comes in 1st with turning circle of 640 metres, with a Molotov coming in at last with 860 metres. Man, that's a battleship turning radius. And she also comes in 4th with a rudder shift time of 7.8 seconds, with the Ioba coming in 1st at 6.5. She comes in 1st with detection at sea at 10 kilometers, with the Cleveland being the worst of the bunch with 13.3 kilometers, and she comes 1st again with detection by air at 6.7 kilometers, with the Bijuni being the worst with 8.2 kilometers. These are the upgrades I currently have on her, and I would highly recommend. Main armaments mod 1. Because it will help you reduce the chance of your guns and torpedo tubes being knocked out, plus it will also help speed up the repair time if they do get knocked out. Aiming systems mod 1, to help with your dispersion, but if you wanted to buff your AA output, then I would recommend AA guns mod 2, as it will increase your AA gun range by 20%, but it's totally up to you as these are only recommendations. Steering gears mod 1. As I've found that your steering tends to get knocked out more than your engine, so a 20% buff to repair speed and a reduction to the chance it will be incapacitated is nice. And finally, steering gears mod 2. As you are a cruiser, you will need to be able to dodge incoming shells and dodge torpedoes if you're hunting DDs, so a 20% buff to the rudder shift time is very nice. These are the captain skills I currently have on her, plus the ones that I would recommend too. So I'm starting with priority target, because at the end of the day, you want to know who is targeting you and how many of them, so you can get the hell out of a dodge without being completely wiped out. Adrenaline Rush is my 2nd recommendation, because obviously the reduction in reload time of not only your main guns plus your torpedoes when you've taken damage can come in really handy in later games when you've not got a lot of hit points. I also recommend a Superintendent, because one more charge of your heal one more charge of your sonar and one more charge of your smoke comes in very, very handy. And then concealment, because that will reduce your detectability by, 12%, which will get you down to 8.8 kilometers, which will help you with supporting your DDs and pushing and contesting caps. So that is very good. And also, if you're not getting spotted, you're not getting shot at. I would also highly recommend Jack of all trades, because it's minus 5% reload time of all manti consumables, so that is going to come in handy because your smoke will be up quicker, and so will your heal and your hydro, not sonar. I said hydro, sonar before. I would recommend smoke screen as well, because sometimes if you're travelling too fast and you pop that smoke, you can't slow down enough. This will make the smoke screens 20% bigger, plus you've got more room to move and manoeuvre, because you do not want to be sitting broadside in smoke with DDs around, because you're going to be a torque magnet. So that is quite handy. And I would also recommend basic firing training if you want to get your AA rating up higher and actually start shooting down some planes. And also advanced firing training for the better defensive range, firing range of your AA as well. Obviously, you haven't got 139mm guns, so that doesn't help. And I would also recommend maybe radio location if you fancy going hunting some DDs. So that is the skills I would recommend. So what can I say about the Leander? She doesn't have the best hit points, and combined with the poor armour, this ship is very squishy. I struggled to sail her when I first unlocked her, but as soon as I unlocked the captain skill concealment, I found that things got a lot easier, as I was able to get to good ranges before I unloaded my guns on targets. Remember, she only has AP, no HE, so surprising ships at close range and shooting their broadside, popping smoke to stay concealed, and with the added benefit of hydro to detect torpedoes, I found that this ship became quite powerful. And the fact that she has 8km range torp, she can be quite the menace. And in my opinion, she is a very competitive tier 6 cruiser. Shall we take her out to battle and see what she is capable of, shall we? The map is Trident and the game mode is Domination. Now let's talk a little bit about how I like to sail the Leander. Basically, it's my opinion by the way, you can sail her how you like, but I like to sail her as basically close range support for my destroyers, because the 8.8km concealment is fantastic. And you can get quite close to caps, like A, as you can see I'm heading over to A, you can get right close to caps and surprise destroyers and unload on them from pretty close range, and when you're close range it's easier to hit, so that's how I like to use her. Plus obviously you've got smoke, so if it gets hairy, canary, you pop your smoke, you fire up the hydro to make sure you can detect the torpedoes, because as soon as you pop the smoke you're a torpedo magnet, and then you unload your armament. But as you can see, our two destroyers, the Kamikaze and Mutski, have decided to go B, and yeah. Pushing B on this map this early in a cruiser means basically you're going to get shot from both sides of the map and focused heavily, and you're not going to last too long. So what I decided is, well, no one's going to push A. Well, the destroyers ain't going to push A, so I'm going to push over to A, because I'm going to have to act as the destroyer and see if I can get into A and cap it. We've already got one DD in B contesting it. We've got a Dunkirk and a Kirov pushing this way that we can see, but as you can see I'm going to pull up next to this island, so my port side is covered from broadside shots, and I'm going to sit on the end of the island and see if I can get any shots. And here is a Leander that's run aground. Now she has popped smoke, but I'm following the shells and I notice I get hit, so basically I'm going to focus on the point of where I shot and got the hit. So we're going to keep up the fire, and it looks like C is being capped by the enemy, which no one's really gone over there apart from a cruiser and a battleship. See, you really need to set out a plan, really. Try and suggest a plan to your team, because we're pretty thinly spread here and this could end badly. But we got quite a good force at A, so I'm feeling confident we can at least secure A. The two destroyers have pulled out of B now, and B's being capped because, yep, they don't want to get crossfired from everybody on the map, so that was a wise decision. But now I've noticed there's nothing spotted, so apart from this Kirov, but he's out of my detection range, so I'm going to push in to A and see if I can start capping. And if anyone pops up and spots me, I'm going to pop my smoke and my hydro, and hopefully I will be safe. As you notice, I'm not firing at the moment because I do not want to get spotted, because I want to see if I can cap A. So I'm thinking about firing, but I don't. Now I'm starting to cap A, but I've got to be aware there is a Leander in that smoke somewhere. So I'm going to not sit broadside onto the Leander, because if the Leander sees me, I'm going to expect torpedoes. And there you are, I'm spotted. So I'll pop my smoke. Smoke generator activated. And I open fire on the Leander to see if we can take her out of the game. Smoke screen set. We have 1 minute 30 left on the smoke, with fantastic new thing wargaming added there to let us know how smoke duration, which is fantastic. And I am waiting, but I'm not expecting any torpedoes because Leander was turning away when she see me. So Leander's going behind cover, so I'm going to fire on this Dunkirk, who seems to be sitting still broadside onto me, and you'll see some quite good damage numbers pop up in a minute, hopefully, because a broadside with this AP is fantastic, even a battleship. But what you want to try and do is hit the superstructure, not to aim for the armoured belt and the torpedo belt, because you have trouble penetrating. So the Dunkirk has disappeared, so I'm going to focus on the Kirov now because she's still in range. I'm sitting in smoke. I'm not worried about torpedoes because I know one of the destroyers is dead. And there's only another one, and I believe that's on the east side of the map. West side? East side? I can never bloody remember. The right side of the map, so that's fine. Leander looks like it's going to go down anytime soon. And fantastic. Yep. Okay, Leander is down. Well done, York. And we have capped A, so there you go. I got a full capture there, so I'm basically being a DD. So, I'm going to sit here and wait to see if anything pops up. Don't look like it. I've got Sharnhorst at distance, but my smoke's about to run out. I do not want to be detected, so I'm going to go to full power, pull out of A, and pull back a little bit while my smoke recharges, because I've got 58-second cooldown on my smoke now, so I'm pretty vulnerable at the moment if I get focused fire, because I won't be able to hide. And this is a squishy ship, doesn't have armour. You're going to get overmatched all over the place by these big battleship guns, so I just need to play this carefully. I noticed the Dunkirk isn't looking at me, so I decided to open up because she is sailing broadside, and there you go, 2,000 damage, fantastic. Another shot out, need to lead a little bit further forward, 3,000 damage. See, this AP is fantastic on a broadside, and you're firing, well, I've got the reload mod, I think. The reload log. So my reload isn't 7.5 seconds. It's more like 6.8, I believe. Yep, 6.8. So this is a lot of damage you can output on a broadside target. So I now am sitting behind the island. I'm out of detection range of the Sharnhorst because my maximum fire range is 13.2. So my maximum detection when I fire is 13.2 kilometers, and I cannot be detected. So I'm just going to lob some shots over this island at this Dunkirk, slowly moving round to make sure she doesn't come around and absolutely annihilate me. So now I'm thinking, maybe I can get a torpedo run on this Dunkirk. But I notice I'm using the torpedo guide to see which direction she is sailing and see how far she is moving, and it looks like she's going to be coming around this side of the island. So I'm going to line up for a torpedo run, and then my smoke is up now, so I am ready to pop it when she pops round, so I can stay concealed, and hopefully we can put the hurt on the Dunkirk. Right, it looks like the Sharnhorst and the Congo took each other out. Mutual destruction. If you're gonna go, at least try and take a ship with you, so that isn't too bad. But we are down. We're down 2 caps. We're down like 400 points, and we're down 2 ships. But that has just changed because the Fury attacker has just taken out the Belfast, which is fantastic. I've popped my smoke, and what I should have done here maybe is pop my hydro, but I didn't. But I'm hoping these torpedoes are going to hit. Come on, come on. Come on. No, I think these torpedoes have missed. Not good. So we've just started capping B, and there's the Dunkirk at rather close range, which isn't good for me, and she has just fired. So I think, well, I've launched my port side torpedoes, but I've got my starboard side torpedoes, so I'm going to go ham. I've got the torpedoes ready to rock and roll on my starboard side, so I'm going to push out. What I should have done here is use my hydro, because I would have been detecting the Dunkirk. So it'll pop out, and now if this Dunkirk had AP loaded, I would have been in a world of trouble. Thank you, Dunkirk, for that HE, and I launch all 4 torpedoes at the Dunkirk, and goodbye, Dunkirk. Devastating strike. Oh dear. And yes, they're torpedoes from the ship behind me, and they would have come through my smoke and maybe killed me. Thank you for that, sir. But yes, if that Dunkirk had AP loaded, not HE, then I probably would have been dead. But hey, if you're going to want to sail Dunkirk firing HE, by all means do so. Right, we now have 2 caps. We're slowly catching up on points, and the scores are 2, 4, 6 enemy ships down and 5 down to us. So we've managed to turn it around a bit, so which is fantastic. So now all we have to do, in my opinion, is defend. Let them come to us, because as you can see, there's 3 battleships down in the southwest side of the map, I believe, all chasing one Gneisenau. Now, if we just sit and defend B, we will win this game. But as you're going to see, obviously, some people don't think that's a good idea. But hey-ho, right, so we've got the Kirov coming into range. I'm going to unload because I'm at quite far distance, and there are no other ships near me. Oh, 4 battleships over the west side. Oh. Yeah, so I'm going to unload on the Kirov, see if we can take the Kirov out of the game. Come on, I think I needed to lead a bit more. Yep, I did. Got lucky there. The Bayern looks like he's going to go because, yeah, he's overextended there. He should have pulled back in. The Kirov is dead, thank God. The Fury Attacker managed to take him out. And the Bayern has now been taken out by the Colorado. So, yeah, as you can see, the Leander. That's how I like to use her. Close range support for DDs. Obviously, there was no DDs on this one, but I was close to the A point. I put the hurt on Leander, put the hurt on the Dunkirk. I managed to cap A, use my smoke. I haven't used my hydro yet, which I should have done probably on the Dunkirk, and I could have saved myself some damage. And I haven't used a hill, but I can. And I maybe realise I can in a minute. But I'm just going to push over towards B, because there is still a destroyer up. And I'm just going to float around B and see if I can defend it. I do not want to be pushing in on these 4 battleships. And, I'll be able to pop my smoke, stay concealed for a bit, and then I've got to get out of there. So it's not a good idea. And there's a Nuremberg over there as well. 3 battleships, sorry, I apologise. And a cruiser. Right, the Colorado is pushing round. So I think we should single out this Colorado, as I'm saying in chat, focus him. We should single out the Colorado and see if we can take him out, because he's on his own. And there's 2 cruisers and a destroyer. So we should be able to handle this Colorado. So I pop my speed boost to get over there. But there's a Gerd. German tier 6, is it? German tier 6 destroyer. So that's going to make things a little bit harder. But all I'm going to try and do is get in range of this Colorado, pop my smoke, and see if I can do some damage with my AP. So the Fury Attacker has launched torpedoes at the Colorado, I believe. Yep, and the Colorado is firing on the, what is that? The Murmansk that is opening up. He's not got many hit points. I don't think I would have done that. I would have stayed concealed because, like I said, we're in the lead now and we've got the cap advantage. So I would have sat and defended. And it looks like the Gerd got some torpedoes out in the Fury Attacker. Can he dodge them? No, he's taken one, so he's up on low health. Well, that's not looking good, but I'm behind an island now, so I'm going to open fire. And I got detected, but it drops off. So that tells me the destroyer is behind this island too. So I'm just going to slow down and open up on the Colorado. And once I get spotted, I will be popping my smoke. And the Colorado clearly isn't focusing me because he can't see me. And 6,600 damage. That is fantastic damage from this AP. So if he keeps sailing broadside, I'm going to keep getting good numbers. Another 2,500, fantastic. So we're looking okay at the moment. We're definitely picking up the lead now. That's another 3.5k damage. Fantastic. Right, it looks like the Mutski in the north is trying to get a torpedo run on him, and the fore attacker is down. So the scores are even now, and the points are in their favour. Now I have been detected, so I'll pop in my smoke. So I can keep up the fire, and I pop my hydro because I do not know where that destroyer is, and I'm half expecting torpedoes to be coming my way. That's another 3,000, fantastic. Torpedoes in, yes, they managed to hit one, so I think the Colorado is going to get flooding because I believe he had fire and he probably put it out. So, using his damage control. So, I reckon his damage control is on... Yes, it definitely is, because I can see his hit points ticking down. So, hopefully, we can take out this Colorado before the other battleships and the cruiser can get up here and support him. But we just lost the Murmansk because he kept firing. I wouldn't have done that. Now, I think the Colorado is firing blind into the smoke. But, yeah, I think the Colorado is going to die. So, goodbye, Colorado. Fantastic work there by me and the Mutski. So now we're in a points deficit and they have one more ship. So we need to play this carefully. We need to see if we can find that destroyer. Right, I'm going to push around the edge of this island because I'm out of range of the battleships and the cruiser. So... yeah, we need to push around to see if we can help this Mutski take out this destroyer, and this will make my life a hell of a lot easier. And I'm detected. I've got an 8.8 range kilometre concealment, so that tells me the Gerd is somewhere over in this direction. So I need to keep moving, keep active, because my hydro is about to run out, and I'm expecting torpedoes to come my way. Now, it looks like the Congo and the Königsberg here are going to be pushing into the cap, so I'm going to open fire. It's time to see if I can help this poor Gunais now, who has been around the whole map running away from these ships, and he's done a bloody good job, my ad. I mean, he's still alive and he's still got quite a few hit points, which you'll see in a bit, and I'm going to see if I can help out and take out this Königsberg. But yeah, my shooting's a little bit bad. See, it's got half his health. So I'll switch to the Congo and back to the Königsberg. And there's the Gerd, 9.3 kilometres. I'm going to see if I can help this Mutski take out this Gerd, the old ninja smurf. I like the name, mate. That's fantastic, though. See if I can take him out. We've still got a cap advantage, so we're slowly gaining on points. But if we're not careful, they're going to push into B and cap it. So I've got to be aware of that. But I'm sailing away, so I'm a pretty hard shot. And yeah, it looks like someone's having a go. It's the Königsberg. So I realise chasing this destroyer away from the cap is going to cost us. So I'm going to turn around and head back towards B and see if I can take out this Königsberg. See, I stopped firing while I'm making my manoeuvres so I can get into a better position before I open fire again. And I'm not showing a broadside, and I can get my turrets rotated because obviously we have quite slow turret rotation. I mean, it's not super slow, it's not super fast, but it's quite slow turret rotation. So I decided to stop firing, drop off detection, get in position. My smoke's up, ready to go. Now, they're starting to cap B, so this Congo is super low, so I've got to focus him because we need the points, and I need to take him out because them guns will hurt. I'll pop my smoke, and... really? No damage. Okay, let's open up again. And, yep, I made a noob mistake here. I sailed out of my smoke like a plonker. Luckily, they thought I was travelling at full speed and missed, and now I need to get motoring. So I'm going to focus on this Nuremberg because the Nuremberg is the priority because he is capping. But I'm not going to push into B. As you will see, my team say go to B. I'm not going to push into B because I know there is a New Mexico in the back. Not a New Mexico, sorry, a Texas or... I can't remember what the ship's called. Yeah, a battleship in the back. There's a battleship in the back, and if I push in close, he's going to be able to get shots on me and annihilate me. So I'm going to rotate round the edge of the island. I'm going to keep my distance. I don't want to get too close. The Nuremberg's got torpedoes. I know they're 6 kilometres, but so I do not want to be within 6 kilometres. So I want to stay safe. And I've got better rate of fire, I believe. Maybe not, but I don't want to get close. Look, I'm out of range of his torpedoes, and I'm definitely out of range of the battleship. So I'm playing it safe. I'm keeping myself alive, and I'm hopefully going to reset the cap here before he can recap it. Yeah, as you can see, I've got 2 people focusing me, so I've got to be careful. And And come on. Oh, he's hit the other ship. So come on. So I just need to keep firing. But I'm kiting away. I'm not heading towards him. So it's harder to hit a target moving away than it is coming towards you. So hopefully I can get some more shots. Yep. No, missed there. Okay. But as you can see now, the Gneisenau has come around the corner and he's going to help me with this Königsberg. As long as we can keep the New York battleship, sorry. As long as we can keep B reset, we should be able to win this game. And yeah, I'm having trouble hitting him, he's having trouble hitting me, but we are doing the job. Come on, come on! Poor shots by me, I do apologise. Oh, managed to get a good hit there, 3,000, fantastic. And the Gneisenau takes out the Königsberg. So that is pretty much the win. So I managed to do 103,000 damage. I got 159 hits. I managed to land 4 torpedoes on that poor Dunkirk. I only got 1 kill, but hey, I managed to cause 4 floodings. So I assume that's 4 floodings on the poor Dunkirk. But I managed to reset the cap 14 times. So that's 14 defenders. And I managed to capture 1 base solely. I managed to finish top on points with 1,784 experience, which is fantastic. And like I said, that Gneisenau did a really good job. So I salute you, sir. And so did the Mutski. We worked well together at the end. I managed to do 76,734 armour piercing damage, which is fantastic. Obviously, I didn't get any fires, because obviously I only fire AP, but I managed to do 26,496 damage with them torpedoes on the poor Dunkirk, so not too bad. And I managed to walk away with 172,000 credits, so not too bad of a game, quite profitable. Yeah, what can I say? That's how I play Leander. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, smash the thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below with anything, maybe some tips, maybe you know a little bit more about this ship than I do, and if you want to see more World of Warships and World of Tanks content or anything else on my channel, please consider subscribing. On that note, I will catch you in the next one, people.